And hello, internet and social media. This is Max Zuniga, Magdiel Zuniga, broadcasting, recording from Houston, Texas. Now, we're going to continue on from what we discussed on Monday, which are easy steps to reduce the cost of energy and water in your home, reducing the amount of utility that you're using. And we're going to continue on with three more steps, of course, leading you to the 11 steps program that is on the website at www.pushcharge.com. Is going to be provided in the description below. So let's start with air conditioning. Now it's the summertime, it's hot, and sometimes it is unbearable. This is the peak time for electrical costs to shoot up. Kilowatt unit, even, electrical companies will take advantage of this peak and will bump up their cents by just a tiny little bit to make sure that they get their money's worth. So it's your job to make sure that you're utilizing air conditioning at its most efficient way. So let's talk about installing a programmable thermostat. Step one, install a programmable thermostat. Now, in my home, we have something called a Nest. Now, a link to that manufacturer will, of course, be provided below. Nest is very simple. Throughout the day, what you do is you program at 8 o'clock in the morning. When I leave for work, if you're a person that has a day job, when you leave for work, the house doesn't need to be cool. If you have kids, of course, that are at home, that's a different situation. But if they go off, spend the time at a daycare or with friends, point is, if you're away from home for a large fraction or even a little bit of fraction of the day, there's no need to keep your house cool in that period. So look into installing a programmable thermostat. Nest is one of the ways to go. When you're gone and your house is still maintaining its heating or in the winter or cooling in the summer, you're wasting energy. You're increasing your lighting bill. So look into programmable thermostats. If you're a business owner and you have a building that is especially important for you, for the offices that aren't being used, particularly in the night or certain hours of the day, you can customize that yourself. Installation is very easy. PushCharge is here to offer those products and services and installation to make that process, the transition, as smoothly as possible. Now let's look at your house. Improve the installation in your house or even in a building. If you're looking at improving your school district's insulation, seal the leaks and cracks around the building. It's very often that in a building you have cracks in the outlay of the bricks or in the doors even, and specifically in the walls where the bricks are, or in infrastructure that has bricks even indoors. Some houses are made by bricks. You have a very easy thing to seal those leaks. It's called cavity wall insulation, and you can do that by very easily using cellulose, glass wool, glass fiber wool to seal in those leaks. Any heat during the summer that comes into your house through these cracks, through these seals, or even in your doors is compromising the efficiency of your cooling. In the winter, we want to stay warm. We want to stay snuggly. So seal those leaks. And of course, links will be provided below of where to find that. Long-term savings with your furnaces and air conditioning. I want you to write down these two terms. They're going to be very, very important when you're shopping around and you're looking for the right central air conditioning unit or a window propped cooling unit. First term is AFUE. AFUE. This stands for Annual Fuel Utilization Efficiency. And what this is, very basically, is a ratio that measures the thermal efficiency of any heating systems like a boiler or water heater or furnace. If you're looking to upgrade, be more green, be more efficient, what you're going to look for is have at least a 90% score on AFUE. Now, minimum requirements nowadays are about 78%. But of course, we want more than the minimum. We want to wear the nice shoes. You want to have a nice roof over your house. You want to have nice insulation. So 90% AFUE. Anything labeled with an Energy Star label is going to have that 90% efficiency on the AFUE score. The next term is SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. Now, the minimum score in a lot of building codes, whether you live in Harris County in Houston or in another state, a lot of the minimum score is 13. That, of course, will vary according to policies, but your best bet is a SEER of 13. Now, since 2005, that code was updated to SEER 13. So if you have a house that has been built before 2005, if you've lived in your home for longer than or before 2005, you most likely don't have a SEER 13 central air conditioning unit. That is a problem. You are wasting electrical, valuable resources because of an outdated central cooling unit system. So look to upgrading. What you're going to want is at least a 14.5 SEER score. You can get 14, you can get 13.5. I don't know if 13.5 out there exists, but 14.5 SEER score is what you're going to want to look for when wanting to upgrade your central air conditioning unit. Now, for those of you that live in apartments, there's a solution for you too. With window units, you are going to want a score of at least SEER 10 to 11 to 12. And it's very hard to find high level SEERs, but you're going to want at least SEER 10 to 11 in those window propped air conditioning units. And if you're looking to just cool a particular room in your house, you work a lot in your office and your kids are outside a lot and you would like your room, this particular room, to stay cool during the day, look into installing a window unit. It's a lot more costly effective. You don't have to install and getting an entire replacement of the central cooling unit if it's not within your means, but at least look into getting a window unit with a score of at least SEER 10 to 11. Links of where to buy that will be provided below. Of course, Push Charge LLC is always here to provide a means for you getting those products and services. We take care of quoting you for the labor, quoting you for the products, and making sure that the transition to a more green, efficient work environment, school, building, home is as fluid as possible because we're busy people and a lot of the times we don't have time. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you again next time.